Hello, boys and girls. It's my favorite time of day. It's rum o'clock, which is pretty much every time of day where I have rum, and it is o'clock. But yeah, I guess that's why I'm happy all the time. Well, we're continuing on in our series, and it was a mid-season projection series, but because I didn't really take the time to see how much time it was going to take to do every team, and because like I said, put the pro in procrastination. It's probably just the continuing series because it's getting like I think there's 47 games already in the series or in the season, and I'm just at the Edmonton Oilers. So, but Edmonton Oilers it is, and the Edmonton Oilers are what I like to call my team. Um, so what I had picked Edmonton Oilers to make the playoffs this year, and it looks like they're going to. Um, their 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 progression has been slow, and I'm not really sure that the current general manager has really all that much. He picked up Talbot, and he uh, he made a really bad Hall trade, which I talked about the last series, and I don't want to get into it now. But Talbot was a really good pickup, and Larson is a good defenseman, and we need a defenseman. Um, the question is, what do we do from here on in? What do I think? What would I do, and what do I think the team will do? Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong here, but I think it's possible that the team is going to make a mistake and go get a big rental for the playoffs. In the to somebody like um, not Stepniak, Shattenkirk in St. Louis or something like that, and give up their first for short-term gain. And I really don't think that's a good idea. However, I do think that's likely something that they might do. I would rather go maybe give up a second and pick up Franz, but even that I would rather them not. I would rather go into the off season and actually find a defenseman that can move the puck. And yes, fine, give up your first round pick. That's fine, but I wouldn't certainly do it for a short term rental. This team isn't ready yet to be a Stanley Cup winner, I don't believe. The they still need to have more cohesion, especially on their lines. Eberle went 18 games without a goal, and I watched him. He has been playing two perimeter, but he always has. I hope that they can get that out of him, where he needs to drive to the net more, and he certainly needs to play in the dirty areas, but he may not. And finding a line for him to play on with the level that he is right now, there's no way, even if he's not playing in the dirty areas, that he goes without 18 goes 18 games without a goal. Now, some of that is bad luck, but some of it is not having cohesion on lines. You'll find that players have a tendency to go through streaks if they are not comfortable with their line mates, and they're getting switched around a lot, which Eberle did. And I don't really blame the coach so much for that. It's a new group, and he's trying to find the best fit for his system, the best system for the team. That's why I say this year is not the year that you go out and try to win cups or anything. It's great that you make the playoffs. You're probably going to lose in the second round, something like that. Maybe you'll fluke out and do something like the Oilers did when they shouldn't have made the finals against Carolina, because they actually started thinking they were good when they weren't. But that's pretty much the likelihood of that happening is very, very small. And even if you add somebody um, like Shattenkirk, that doesn't help with the cohesion that's necessary for them to have a successful run. If you look at Chicago, Chicago had great players, but it took a few years for them to have that culture, I guess you'd say. Analytics people are like wincing every time I say these. But if you play the game, it's true. There is a culture, there is a comfort level and a cohesion that has to happen for a team to be truly successful. And the Oilers haven't had it yet. What I would do is stick with the status quo. I wouldn't have had PRV even in the league at this moment, even though they were short a right winger. I really don't know why they didn't just take Versteeg and go with them for $1 million and put PRV down in the minors. Actually, I wouldn't even have drafted him, but that's another thing altogether. Um, so maybe pick up Franzen at best if you can get him for cheap. Maybe pick up a right winger that can score a couple goals just to give yourself a little bit of a boost and roll the dice. Maybe you pick up an extra round in the playoffs. Keep it status quo besides that. And in the off season, yes, for sure. Screw your first, man. Who cares about your first? You need to get a puck-moving defenseman, and Fowler would be fine. With the defense that they have now that they're building, a guy like Fowler would be fine. He's a guy that's more like a 5'6" guy on 5-on-5, but a power play specialist. But he can move the puck well in certain situations, and he can get points for you. You play him with a good, like a Clefbaum or something like that, a guy that can play D, and man, you're doing pretty well. As always, I'm almost up to my full 42, and if you're enjoying these videos at all, you can find them at Steve's NHL Pearls of Wisdom on YouTube. Please go subscribe and like so I can continue doing it. Also, I need to do, to make a little extra scratch, we have to talk about Jaime's Body Lube for when you have Clefbaum in your cajula. You don't want any of that? You want Jaime's Body Lube. There, I said it. Full 42. Lots of love to you. Out.